Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an epic live stream. Primarily because we have a situation where Democrats have lost all sense of logic, reasoning skills. Democrats have no more reasoning, ability to reason. To my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Thank you. Beer is now a federal offense. Not consuming it, just the word. Just hearing the word means guilt. You are guilty. Eric H526, hello, Hal, and everyone. Love you all. Have a great week. Elvira, where's Elvira? Elvira. Rachel Mitchell has already cleared Brett Kavanaugh. If there was any chance for Democrats to stop the Kavanaugh confirmation, they would need Rachel Mitchell, the prosecutor from Arizona, to say, hey, there are questions here, or the witness is credible, or the witness. Brett Kavanaugh's accuser can't remember the date, can't remember the time, can't remember the location, can't remember how she got to and from. Rachel Mitchell stated that at this point it's a he said, she said. There are no witnesses. The FBI investigation, they forgot that Peter Strzok was fired. So they forgot that Andrew McCabe is no longer there. They forgot that James Comey is no longer there. Oh, that's so horrible. That's too bad. That's really too bad. What are they going to do now? I'll read you this. Hold on. I'll read you. GOP hired prosecutor. Don't you love CBS News? Even CBS News, who's you could say probably the least biased. They don't say they don't say Democratic run Mueller probe. Mueller served under Obama. Doesn't matter if he's a Republican, and 13 or 17 of the people there are Democrats. They gave money to Hillary Clinton. One defended the Clinton Foundation in a lawsuit. Give me a break. Give me a break. So you have a situation where when there's bias, when Democrats are overtly expressing hate and contempt, Peter Strzok, Trump deserves to lose 1,000,000-0. Sorry. Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, James Comey. And that's not an example of bias. But Rachel Mitchell is an example of bias. Why? Because she's a Republican from Arizona. And Jeff Flake with that phony, fake look of concern, that fake earnest look. This guy doesn't care about the truth. He cares only about grandstanding. He wants his name to be remembered. He doesn't realize the left will jettison him a lot fast, just as fast actually as they'll jettison Bernie Sanders. November 6th, the reckoning is coming. November 6th, 2018 is not going to be pretty. November 6th, 2018, you're going to have Democrats lose, Republicans will keep control of the House and gain in the Senate. Ron DeSantis will win Florida. John Cox could come close or win in California. And I am counting the days. It is October 1st, ladies and gentlemen. It is October 1st. October 1st, 2018, November 6th. We're less than, well, like say, what, less than 40 days away. And when Democrats realize that, well, first of all, when Brett Kavanaugh is confirmed, because I believe he will be confirmed, the FBI investigation is actually going to turn on Feinstein. The senator from Hawaii stated that it's already a sham. The FBI investigation is a sham. So they know what's going on. They know they don't have Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and Bruce and Nellie Orr. They don't have those people. By the way, Inside Scarlet, thank you so much for the kind words earlier on in the beginning of the chat. These live streams are epic because of everyone here. By the way, my upload is going viral, my first one today, regarding this. Check the uploads. If you drank beer, you're a criminal. If you drank beer in the 80s, you're a criminal. If you had a yearbook with inside jokes, you're a criminal. I was debating one of my friends, and my buddy who grew up with me, and we I went to a high school and middle school where, I don't know why, in the 80s a bunch of the kids decided to make like satanic pentagrams and just put them on their books or book bags or whatever. So it's kind of hilarious. So on, it could be on yearbooks or whatever, kids would go ahead and put the satanic pentagram. If you went and you looked at kids in my high school, this is not the Hebrew school I went to. This is after that. Okay. I went to a school that wasn't, religious or anything. You could then criminalize that. You could say, oh my God, that school in the 80s was full of satanic worshipers. Why? Because they put the little pentagram and the circle. And oh my God, oh my God. H.A. Goodman is a satanic worshiper. How do we know? Because Cory Booker said so. Because Dianne Feinstein said so. How many things in life, I mean, what they've done in this essentially is criminalize innocence. Do you think when kids in the 80s were drawing little pentagrams or making jokes or watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High or Animal House, do you think that they were going ahead? Do you think they were going ahead and planning horrific deeds? Dirty deeds? No. No, it was the 80s. H.A. Goodman, devil worship. Confirmed. It was the 80s. There was no internet. You rode your bike to places. Okay. What happens if you were in the 80s and you were a kid and, oh my goodness, you looked at a Playboy magazine? Does that make you Harvey Weinstein? Are you now Jack the Ripper? What happens then? I mean, Democrats are so stupid. Then there's this essay out. Now, there's this essay. It's like, well, he lied. He said that Kavanaugh lied. He said that that it never happened, but the witnesses who weren't there just said they weren't there. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. A lie. What kind of stupid mentality is that? Yeah, if witnesses aren't there and Kavanaugh says it didn't happen, and they said the witnesses said it didn't happen, that they weren't there, that means that their appearance in that scene, in that event, did not take place. Them witnessing the event didn't happen. So when Kavanaugh says it didn't happen, this essay, this article out there that all the liberals, the wonderful liberals, are circulating. Oh, he lied. Do you know what the devil's triangle means? Do you know that on this date he said he was going for beers with PJ and Bob and Bill and who cares who else? Well, that means he drank on a weeknight. He's a liar. He perjured himself. We must go ahead and find the truth. Democrats turned into the Grand Inquisitor, yet they're the moral voices of our age. You couldn't find more immoral, unethical, cutthroats, cheats, phonies, fakes in the Democratic Party. You couldn't find more. They're laughing throughout. There's pictures of them laughing throughout the entire theatrical hearing. And then they're, oh my God, this is so important. What were you doing in the 80s? What were you doing in the 90s? What were you doing last year? Anyone can have a portion of their life criminalized or twisted or made to fit Cory Booker's narrative. And he has a hilarious Washington Post article. Oh, I was with a friend of mine, and we were hooking up, and my hand got pushed away, and I learned from that point that I was a wrong man. I was a man who was told that I was doing something, and I learned the paradigm. It's like, I don't want to hear stories about Cory Booker's sexual past. Okay? I don't care. I don't care what kind of grandiose lesson you learned. I don't care what kind of grandiose lesson Cory Booker learned in his life when he was rejected. I don't care. We don't have to be taught lessons about life and about how to treat women or men from politicians who don't care about women or men. They care about power only. The Democratic Party is pretty much done. Keisha Lewis. The Democratic Party is pretty much done. Oh, that's another thing. Did you listen to Two Live Crew growing up? Well, then you're a misogynist. The lyrics, first of all, I love Two Live Crew, but the lyrics in this day and age, could you imagine? And it wasn't just Two Live Crew, it was like a whole bunch of other. Nothing that Democrats have taken culture, American culture, and American culture spans from Babe Ruth to Two Live Crew to everything that's going on today. Our culture is all encompassing, and everybody who has lived in America, Black, white, Asian, Latino, Native American, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, Christian, everyone, Muhammad Ali, Muslim, everyone has influenced American culture. Why don't you criminalize it more, Democrats? Shala! Shalalala! Hi, HA. Was glad to read on Mitchell's statement this morning. However, what do you think of Trump expanding the FBI investigation? Does that mean in scope? Will it be done in a week? Everyone subscribe to Shala Collins and her channel right now. Shala, that's a great question. I think that what he's doing is, it could be one of two things. I think that what he's doing actually is helping Lindsey Graham. This is Shala's channel. Everyone subscribe. I think what he's doing is helping Lindsey Graham because Lindsey Graham wants to investigate who leaked Feinstein, the Ford letter, who within Feinstein's staff leaked the Ford letter, because they just it's a coinkydink. Shala, it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that it happened. They knew about it in July. But it was just a coincidence, a coinkydink. Well, that's weird. How did that happen? That's bizarre. Well, luckily, Feinstein asked her staff. He's like, I didn't leak. We didn't leak anything. I haven't asked them. Did you leak? Okay. No one leaked. That I just, Karen was telling me right now. Yeah, you didn't leak, right? No? Okay. And then Trump worked with Russia. Okay, good. Well, Karen just told me right now Trump worked with Russia and they didn't leak. What more do you need? So I think that, Shala, I think that he's expanding the investigation actually hurt the Democratic Party. Because FBI agents actually know that their future now is different. Thank you, Shala. Yeah, I mean, it's absurd. It's absurd now. Yeah, everyone subscribe to Shala Collins. She's awesome. Shala is awesome. I mean, it's just absurd. Like, they're not even trying now. They're not even trying. And I love Cory Booker is the best. Him and Feinstein. Cory Booker is enunciates, this is a travesty of justice. And I will not sit here and listen, because this was coincidentally leaked, okay? And you are complicit in evil. And let me tell you something. When I was hooking up in college, I learned a big lesson about life. No, I'm going to go into graphic detail, and the Washington Post is going to say how great I am. Vote for me in 2020. Okay, this is a travesty of justice. They're so stupid. All the Democratic Party is done. It's like kaput. It's like done. And Rachel Mitchell, the Arizona prosecutor, has already stated, look, they don't have anything. They don't have anything on Kavanaugh, because it's all gossip. I mean, all 749 people watching right now have one person at least who doesn't like them in life, or who has not liked them in life. Let's just be generous. One person, okay? Or, one, at least one, everyone here. You want the FBI to go ahead and investigate an allegation that person made against you because they don't like you 30 years ago, 20 years ago? And then let's not even get to the Avenatti thing. The Avenatti thing was swatted just like, Grassi's like, yeah, this is not credible. This I draw the line at. We can have 50,000 FBI investigations to placate the crazy Democrats, but Avenatti, this is not credible. So we're going to write you a letter, and you're going to get molded and faced and scratched. If we're going to talk about the 80s, get ready to get molded. You got molded and faced. I love the 80s. They have nothing. And the Rachel Mitchell right here, I'll go ahead. I mean, if you don't know the location, you don't know how you got to and from, and then you don't know any other detail, you don't know the time. What's this talk about H.A. Goodman? You're using the sign of Lucifer? What is this talk? Oh, Wildman Media, thank you. Thank you, Wildman Media. Thank you. And Kanye is like just doing like what to the media, what Trump has done to the media. Kanye West, I believe his new name is Ye or Yee. I think Ye. Oh no. Alyssa Milano. Don't go there. She wrote, "Make Kanye Kanye again." Who are you to say? Oh my gosh. Who are you to say, make Kanye Kanye again? How can you do that? First of all, Kanye West is not going to react. Oh my God. Kanye West is doing something profound, not because he's supporting Trump, because he's going up against the grain. He's going against the grain, and he's not towing the line. And any person in Hollywood would have had their lives and careers ruined, and they're trying to go after Kanye. Yay. It's yay. Yee. Is it yee? Yeezy? Yee? But Kanye West is now basically grabbing the media by its power base, by its base of power, the Yahtzee, according to independent. The independent Kanye. There's no, the Yahtzee. I think what Kanye is doing is brilliant, not because he's I agree with him. It's because that he is his own media. So Kanye West is a walking media. Like Kanye West, Kim Kardashian are walking. They're two of the most famous people in the world. Black Phillip, Kanye fed a red pill down normie throats on SNL. Pretty much. That was a force feeding. My God. The Yahtzee. As always, the Yahtzee. Thank you. My super chat gives me every incentive to rock these live streams. Thank you so very, very much. And it means to support for the independent media for my voice means a great deal to me. Otherwise, I couldn't do this stuff. The Yahtzee, Black Phillip. Black Phillip, I think that Kanye wants the media to attack so that he can attack. I think that Kanye West wants a fight, which is hilarious because who's gonna, like, De Niro is like, too old to do anything. Who's gonna fight him? There's nobody in the music industry. There's nobody in the music industry who would go up against him. Who's going to go up against him? Anyone in Hollywood would get trampled. You'd have to have at least 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 20 celebrities all at once try to attack Kanye West, which would then help him. So I don't, Yoni A, if Cory Booker, Spartacus, Lindsey Graham is Roman General Marcus Crassus. Yoni A. Hope all is well, Yoni A. Give us an update on Visions of Ariella. Thank you so much, Yoni A. I think that Kanye West wants a fight. I think Kanye West wants a fight, and I think he's going to pretty much destroy anybody that gets in his way. Not physically, but in terms of prestige and presence. I don't think that anyone can really touch him. I don't think that anyone could really touch him because then you have also Kim Kardashian. Then you have, everyone aligned with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Joe V, Kanye Trump 2020 ticket. Make their heads explode. Exactly. Hey, let me tell you something. I would jettison Mike Pence in a second. Oh my God. Oh my God. Harvey Reid. Dude, great commentary, great room. Multiple fronts of chaos in the culture and corruption wars. Thank you, Harvey. Harvey, you stated it 100% correctly. Well, thank you so much for the kind words. Multiple fronts. Democrats are fighting a two-pronged, multi-front battle. They have, on one flank, the pink-haired people who hate them. On the other side, well, they're fighting the Bernie people, Bernie Sanders supporters. The Democratic Party is beleaguered. Different factions of it. Bernie Sanders supporters are fighting the identity politics people. The identity politics people don't really like the pink-haired people. The pink-haired people don't like anyone, but then they claim they don't like the I'm with her crowd. But then the I'm with her crowd utilize them. The I'm with her crowd is where the power is. Then there's the neoconservatives that everyone on the left claims to dislike, but then they're part of the power structure. It's not a political party anymore. It's just a money-making machine. Andrew Gillum in Florida is a Bernie Sanders Medicare for All candidate. He has a fundraiser from Hillary Clinton, the person who cheated Bernie Sanders. It's a circle of irrationality. Hillary Clinton stated categorically Medicare for All will never take place. Categorically cheated Bernie Sanders. Now she is fundraising for a Medicare for All candidate. Now tell me again how I was wrong in bringing up the fact that Medicare for All was, if not economically, not feasible, politically impossible. They're playing everyone on November 6, 2018. They're going to be in for the biggest, most epic. I mean, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your cousins, tell your aunts and uncles. Just hit the live streams on this channel. Come here, watch my uploads that day, and watch my live streams. Be there live. I'm expecting over 2,000, possibly perhaps more, but I'm pretty sure over 2,000 people on the live stream. I'll be competing that night with much bigger channels, like in the millions. I'll be competing. My little old channel, right? Little voice, little buzz. I've always been like this little gnat. Like, zzz, Clinton's gonna lose. Zzz, Bernie's got cheated. Zzz, Clinton deserved indictments. Zzz. Oh yes, the midterms. Watch. November 6th. It's gonna be fun. Zzz. GOP keeps control of the House and Senate. Zzz. Candace Hibbard, Kavanaugh takes Attorney General and sues them. I think that probably could. And I've become more conservative on certain things, especially the Second Amendment. So I'm happy. Thank you, Rogue Scoundrel. Natalie Liberty Martinez, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie Liberty Martinez. Thank you. Thank you. Harvey Reid, they're fighting a battle. The Democratic Party is trying to battle Trump, which they're hilarious at. They're like, oh, we're going to resist. What kind of person resists the act of resistance? Victor B. I wish people would stop calling Cory Booker a Spartacus. He's a schmuckus. Victor B. Victor B. Harvey, on one side, they're trying to really assist Trump. And the whole marketing is, oh, we're going to resist, so you're not going to initiate. You're not going to decide what takes place. You're just going to try to say no and obstruct. We're going to resist. You're not going to initiate. You're not going to put forth proposals. You're not going to try to advance your side's agenda. You will just resist while having no agenda of your own. Wow, that's a schmuckagus thing to do. Patricia Marino, November 6th, will you decorate like it's 4th of July? I can't wait. On November 6th, if I could take a Russian standard vodka and just pound shots, not that I have ever done that, not that I do that ever, and I've never done that before, but I would. Russian standard vodka or some kind of Russian vodka, just to rub it in the xenophobic, liberal Cold Warriors who fabricated the whole Russia probe. Insta Patriot, the man who will flip California red. John Cox, big John Cox. I hope he wins. On November 6th, I will be on from the early morning until the late at night, and I am just going to go ahead and have, it's just going to be, the night is going to be party time. Because November 6th, this, Patricia Marino, thank you so much. I want you to be there. I want everyone to be here. Harvey, I want you to be here. Patricia Marino, I want you to be here. Denise G. Taylor, you got to be there. Big John Cox. The big John Cox. He's going to do something very special in California. Eric H526. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the biggest defeat of the Democratic Party. It will be bigger than November 8th, 2016, and I'll tell you why. With Clinton, I was saying she was going to lose in 2015. With Clinton, you have a situation where they went all in, they lost, but they had that oh, Russia did it thing. They are not going to fall. They're not going to have anything to fall back on, and if they fall back on anything, it'll be one of the reasons they lost. So what are they going to say? Sexism, racism, Russia. What are they going to say? Euphemism, supremacists. What are they going to say? They can't say anything when they lose November 6, 2018. You had 2 years. You had 2 years to resist. You had 2 years to go ahead and try to impeach Trump. You had 2 years to convince the world. You had Hollywood. You had the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Daily, whatever. New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN. You had pretty much, you had all youth culture pretty much. You had the music industry, you had everything. Rider of Pale Horse, thank you. Rider of a Pale Horse, thank you. Thank you, Rider of a Pale Horse. You had every single thing. You had every single reason, every single advantage. You had the FBI at a certain point. You had the Russia probe. You had Mueller. You had everything. He colluded with Russia. He cheated. Don't you know, America? And oops, you lose on November 6th. And not only do you lose, out of 435 contests and all the contests in the House, over 40, You lose. The majority of them you lose. You don't get back the House. You lose more in the Senate. And Trump gains a greater foothold in American politics. And your voice and my voice and the voice of just Americans of all different backgrounds, Black, white, Latino, Asian, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, everybody, Mormon, everyone. Utah has the highest approval rating. Natalie Liberty Martinez. I'm from Dallas, and I'm scared that socialist open borders piece of Beto, the leftist zone said Beto O'Rourke will not win. So, Drunko Beto, Natalie Liberty Martinez, Baracho Beto, Drunko Beto, Mr. DUI Beto will not win. You don't go into Texas and say you're going to ban guns. Sorry, ain't going to work. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Fire your marketing or your campaign strategist. You know, the other night I had to hear from people, oh, he's good looking. What do I care? Do what I care? He's good looking. Oh, Gavin Newsom is good looking. Well, what do I care? I don't care. What do I care if he's good looking? Well, he's really good looking, and I don't. What? So what? That doesn't mean he's going to win Texas. Doesn't mean Big John Cox isn't going to come up and do well in California. You just it's Candace Hibbert. HA has to be a white Russian, yeah. Or what a Moscow Mule. Those are good. Cruz up 9 at one poll. Well, I don't really care about the polls, but this is a red state, so how do you go into Texas and say you're going to take everyone's firearms? How does that work? What kind of stupid person is that? Oh, I forgot Medicare for all. So yeah, okay. Jazz 1422. Blasey Ford. Wow. $500,000 on GoFundMe. Strzok used GoFundMe, said McCabe. They're using as a bribe money. Like, oh, I think I agree with you. Natalie Liberty Martinez, you have nothing to fear. Beto O'Rourke. Okay, Ted Cruz is going to win Texas. DeSantis is going to become governor of Florida. Rick Scott's going to win Florida. You're going to see not only a red wave, you'll see a red wave in the Senate, which will trickle down. But Jeff Tube, big love from Oklahoma. Thank you, Jeff Tube. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. It would be like this, like, you know, Natalie. It would be like somebody going into Oklahoma and saying, "We're going to take your firearms." You don't do that in Oklahoma or Texas. In California, it's a different story. That's why I go ahead. The firearms I've purchased, I know that they're eventually going to try to ban, so at least I have them before they ban them. I have a 10.5-inch Smith & Wesson 500 revolver. It's said to be the most powerful revolver in the world. Okay, you can look on my channel that I haven't uploaded in a long time. I will eventually, but I'm focusing on this. But you can see on my channel that, so, but you don't go ahead and, so it's only a matter of time before California is probably going to say, oh, no, you can't have that. But you don't go into Texas or Oklahoma and say, oh, I know, Denise, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Rumi. You don't go into Texas and Oklahoma and say, oh, we're going to take your firearms. That's stupid. But that's stupid. That's stupid. Even if you thought you're like, oh, you know what? This is moral Medicare for all. Well, then why would you destroy your message with that? That's dumb. And they're going to turn on Bernie Sanders. They're going to turn on Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders is playing their game. Oh my God, is he playing their game? Is he going ahead and representing for them? It's killing me. But there is a real danger lurking in American politics. I wrote this on Twitter. Logic and reason have been overshadowed by censorship. Mob mentality and groupthink lead to shaming and accusation. I believe the Democratic Party is trying to rip the country apart. That's why people have to vote Republican in midterms. I think that after this debacle, I think that after this debacle, you get not only do you get the House that remains Democrat, but you get more people in Senate, more senators who are Republican. Republicans gain in the Senate. Republicans keep the House. Trump gains a foothold not only in American politics, but the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the intelligence community. And you get more of it. You get a faster, expedited destruction of the Democratic Party. You have so many things taking place on November 6th, 2018. You have a lot of things. And my question is, what happens to the Democratic Party? What happens to the Democratic Party? Where does it go? Where does it go from there? Where does it go after it has fabricated Russia, Trump Russia? After it cheated Bernie Sanders and then got him to be a willing participant in a bunch of lies from Russia, to trying to say that Kavanaugh yearbook is an example of, or calendar is an example of perjury. They have done everything possible to manipulate and hurt the country. It's not going to work out for them. By the way, I mean, every day the consumer confidence is up. You have a great economy, peace between North and South Korea, renegotiated NAFTA into an entirely new deal. I mean, the USMCA, the United States-Mexico Canada agreement. I mean, if you look at this, you're going to have more, what is it, like 75% of car parts now are going to be manufactured in the United States of America. I mean, it is good. It is good. It's better for American workers. You can look at the trade deal. Let's look at the White House. I'll read the White House. President Donald J. Trump secures a modern rebalanced trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. This would never, ever, 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 ever have happened. Ever have happened with Hillary Rodham Clinton. Yoga lady. USMCA is a great deal for all three countries, solves the many deficiencies and mistakes in NAFTA, greatly opens markets to our farmers and manufacturers, reduces trade barriers to the U.S., and will bring all three great nations together in competition with the rest of the world. Delivered as promised, President Donald J. Trump keeps his promise to deliver a modern and rebalanced trade deal with Mexico and Canada right before midterms. Yes. President Donald Trump has negotiated a new United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, which will benefit American workers and businesses where North American free trade, where NAFTA has failed. For years, politicians have called for the renegotiation of NAFTA, but President Trump is following through where others have failed. This new agreement will update and rebalance the 24-year-old NAFTA with modern provisions to serve the interests of American workers and businesses. Now, this is very interesting. Benefiting businesses, farmers, and workers, President Trump has secured a number of wins for American businesses and workers. The administration worked closely with partners to create a better deal that advances the interests of American workers, farmers, ranchers, businesses. American auto manufacturers and workers will benefit from new rules of origin requiring 75% of auto content to be produced in North America. Good. Good. That's very good. Okay? That is very good. American auto manufacturers and workers will benefit from new rules of origin requiring 75%. So that's 75% of auto content to be produced in North America. That's excellent. What is wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with that. The new agreement will incentivize billions of dollars in additional United States vehicle and auto parts production. Workers will also benefit from rules that will incentivize the use of high-wage manufacturing labor in the auto sector, supporting better jobs for auto workers. USMCA's labor chapter represents the strongest labor provisions of any trade agreement. USMCA's labor chapter is a core part of the agreement. Canada will eliminate its Class 7 program that allows low-priced dairy ingredients to undersell American dairy products. Oh, Canada, you won't be able to undercut our dairy prices anymore. Okay, it sounds funny, but sorry, you can't go ahead and do that. Canada will provide new access for American dairy products, eggs, and poultry. You think you're going to get away from our eggs and poultry? I don't think so. We're coming after your eggs and poultry, Canadians. Luana Davis, HA, please watch the YouTube video, official Trump, full movie, Trump Knows How Dangerous China Is. Luana, thank you. Let them drink milk. Luana, thank you. So, helps our farmers, helps our auto workers. Tell me again how this is like so horrible. Tell me again how Trump is this horrible monster. Modernize our relationships. Okay, for years, NAFTA rules incentivize offshoring, manufacturing. The new agreements modernize high standard chapter that provides strong protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights. So those are two big points right there. Our farmers and auto workers will benefit from this. So, I mean, tell me again how, Trump is this monster. He's not a monster. He's not a monster. Rumi Kalas! Rumi! Thank you, Rumi. Thank you, Rumi Kalas. Luana Davis, thank you. Rumi, thank you. As always, thank you, Rumi. But this, Rumi Kalas, thank you so very much, as always. And how American auto manufacturers and workers will benefit from new rules of origin requiring 75% of auto content to be produced in North America. I think it was like 50% prior, something like that. Maybe less than 50%. That's a good thing. Oh, but what about this one? Yeah, it's still a good thing. Still a good thing. Still a good thing. It's okay. You can say that he did a good thing. Not bad. Not horrible. You know, he is going ahead and doing something profound. He's doing something profound, and he'll become more entrenched. His power will consolidate. He's consolidating power. Democrats are so stupid. They don't see it. And this is just obvious. Like, this is just obvious. I saw this coming like 2 years ago, but I mean, you could see this coming now. Democrats are not going to win the House. From what? From people going into elevators and trying to make Kavanaugh into Weinstein? How? From what? From people getting kicked out of restaurants? That's not passion. That's not energy. This is all public relations. They have nothing to stand on. They don't have any passion or energy, so they have to go ahead and do all these theatrics. They have to perform all these theatrical, this kind of like Hollywood performance. Oh my God, we're so angry. We're not gonna take it. Yeah, we're angry. And show up to midterms. Oops, sorry. We don't show up to midterms. Democrats don't, generally. Republicans do. Their turnout, even when Republican presidents are in office, their turnout is 6% more. When it's a Democratic president, 17% more. So and then they have these dumb names like MAGA Chud. What is a Chud? I don't even care. He's like so stupid. Everything on the left is like it's like this group thing. Like you can't. How many people have I stopped speaking to because they voted for Democrats? None. But people like have lost friendships because you voted for Trump or because you're supporting Trump. I've had people upset with me because I was supporting Trump. I'm like, what? Rumi Kalas, thank you again as always. Thank you, Rumi. Thank you. And they don't know what to do with themselves. They're like, oh, beer, yearbooks. You can't run on that. You can't run on that. You can't say that Russia stole the election because of yearbooks. Russia stole the election because of beer and yearbooks. Trump colluded with, this is like Mad Libs. Remember Mad Libs? And then they're like, well, do you know what this means, what that means? Like, no, I don't know. Who cares? They don't they don't really they don't know where they're going. They have no concept of the future. They have no goals. They just think that everyone hates Trump, but the reality is that people don't hate Trump. The reality is that they hate his personality. People actually did hate Bush. George W. Bush, his personality was nothing to write home about, but his decisions set the world on fire, especially the Middle East and Iraq and Afghanistan. Hillary Clinton voted for these decisions. Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Clinton. Tamara, hello. But what they've done now is stated that, well, because you won, therefore you must have cheated with Russia. Because you drank beer, therefore you must have committed a heinous act. Well, how do you know? Well, because we said so. We're pretty confident. Do you have any evidence? Well, no, but look at the words. We can look at words. We can look at people. People said this. Well, who cares? That's gossip. That's hearsay. Do you have any evidence? Do you have like top secret intelligence on someone's basement server? Like, that's evidence. That would be evidence. That would be evidence. No, we don't have evidence. Like, we don't have anything to say that Trump worked with Putin. We have no evidence of that. Oh, and we also have no evidence that Brett Kavanaugh did horrendous things. But we have a lot of words. We sure have a lot of statements. And this statement is corroborated by people who've heard the statement. No, that doesn't work either. You can't have... You simply saying that you heard something doesn't mean you've corroborated anything. Dummy. Tina Bobina. I like beer too. Tina Bobina. Beer is great. You're going to see the end of identity politics because they're going to jettison it. They're going to know. It's the future of the country rests upon November 6, 2018. Luckily, thankfully, Democrats will lose. Just letting you know that Democrats will lose. They'll lose the House. This was happening before all of this. They'll lose the House. Republicans will keep the House, and Republicans will gain in the Senate. But now, it's a different story. Now we're talking about a situation where if you allow Democrats to get away with this, no one's safe. No one is safe. No one is safe. No one is safe, and everyone is guilty. I mean, everyone is at risk. If gossip can be used to destroy people, what happens if gossip is used to try to destroy you or me? What then? They utilize gossip. They utilize hearsay. That's their evidence. What happens to our lives? What happens to the lives of people we care about? What happens to this country when people who commit crimes like Hillary Clinton get away with their crimes? But Trump, who didn't commit crimes, the suspicion of his alleged criminal acts, that's enough. That's enough. What happened to the individual? What happened to the individual and evidence and the individual being innocent until proven guilty, innocent until proven guilty? And I do believe most women, but sometimes you have to ask, hey, what's going on here? That's bizarre. That's bizarre. This is all bizarre. Ladies and gentlemen, to the 822 people, before I go, I want to tell you again, and you know me, you know I'm like OCD when it comes to things. Republicans will keep control of the House and gain in the Senate. Democrats will melt. They will melt down into this horrendous, pathetic, sad, frightening blame game. And they're going to jettison Bernie Sanders. They're going to hurt and attack his supporters. And again, they will have used and abused Bernie. The Greens, they already set fire to the Green Party. That, politically, they're going to go after Bernie. They're going to go after the Greens. They'll never bring up Medicare for all. They're going to say they moved too far to the left. They're going to, Hollywood's going to go after everyone who didn't fall in line. It's going to be madness, and it'll be very interesting. The Schadenfreude will be now different. People won't laugh and amuse themselves at Kavanaugh's expense when he's an innocent man. And I can only say that he's innocent because you're innocent until proven guilty, and there was no evidence here. An innocent man is being mocked by Matt Damon. And you have the left, the Schadenfreude, the enjoyment that someone is trying to desperately state he is innocent. He is innocent. They're laughing at him. They're laughing at him. Well, don't make sure that you're the person laughing last. Make sure that you're not the one that the entire world is laughing at for losing yet again. They will lose. God bless you all. Thank you. Rumi Callis, thank you as always. To my super chat, thank you as always. God bless. I'll see you later today. Have a fantastic day. Definitely check out my uploads. Last 2 uploads. Thank you.